So if you haven't seen my Silent Night, Deadly Night reviews on the channel, I have the first four up. I reviewed the first and the second 2 years ago, and then I reviewed three and four last year. And three and four last year, I remember being my first watches because I'd barely even knew they existed, to be honest. And five is the exact same story. Had never seen it. Just watched it for the first time on Tubi tonight. Very glad actually that 3, 4, and 5 are being released on Blu-ray by Vestron. So I just discovered that probably about a month ago. And then yesterday I came across the fifth movie, the only one that I hadn't seen, on Tubi. So I thought, well, I gotta finish off this review series 2 years later. So yeah, Silent Night Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker, is definitely very different than what I expected it to be. Now, I heard it was goofy. I heard things here and there, but like I usually do, I avoid reviews and spoilers for anything that I haven't seen and intend to see because I just don't like to go into a movie kind of with with knowing too much about it. It's just not my thing. So, the Silent Night Deadly Night movies, I definitely wanted to know as little as I could of them. But I knew one thing I did know for sure is that the fifth one kind of clearly was going to be a lot more goofy. And I mean, I say goofy with a grain of salt because I mean the first one's pretty B level already. But talking about the fifth movie, so it opens up with this kid receiving a present on his doorstep. So it's like a mystery box that says don't open till Christmas, and of course the kid starts opening the present right away. And his dad comes down and starts yelling at him for opening the door to strangers and freaking out and all that. And then the dad opens up this box and sends the kid to bed. And he's investigating this toy that begins to attack him. Now this toy is kind of a ball-shaped Santa Claus, and its head spins around, so it's a happy Santa Claus face and then an angry Santa Claus face. And this toy wraps its arms around the dad's face, like face hugger style from Alien, and just starts to, basically almost suffocate the dad while he's trying to get this thing off his face. And then he hits his head on a shelf or something like that and dies. And then it flashes forward to about a year later where the kid's now not speaking and he's having these traumas from his father's death. And we're introduced to this toy shop owner. His name is Joe Petto, I'm pretty sure. Joe Petto, yeah. Petto, yeah. It's funny that they call this shop Petto. Sounds like something nasty, but he has a little teenage son too, whose name is Pino, I'm pretty sure. And Pino is, I don't know who the actor is, but he is the definition of creepy teenager. I mean, just his facial expressions and the way he looks. He's very awkward. He's almost like, he seems like he would be like slower kind of thing. But you learn after that his father Joe, is very abusive to him, like locks him in the basement. And Joe also, like, this is an older man. Like, this guy, the actor was in his 70s. Mickey Rooney was the actor, very, very long time actor. This guy acted for like 8 decades or something like that. But he was an older man. He was in his 70s, and this teenager looks like he's 16, 17. Maybe he was a little older, but you definitely look at the two and say that Joe is his grandfather, not his dad by any means. But anyways, he's his dad, and he's always beating the shit out of him, and he also drinks a lot, Joe, the owner of the shop. We're also introduced to this guy named Noah, and Noah, basically you don't even get his name till like mid-movie. And he is just the most mysterious character that comes out of nowhere. And he has this fascination to the little kid, Derek, the son of the mom and dad from the beginning, the dad who died, and the mom. The mom's name is Sarah. So this little kid, Derek, is kind of one of the main characters of the story. But this guy, Noah, has a fascination with this kid. And there's even a scene where he steps in as Santa Claus for this mall Santa because he wants to spend time with the kid and like get as close to the kid as he can. And ever after he sees this kid in a toy store, he just, like I said, gets this fascination for him. And there is reveals left, right, and center. I mean, this film is packed with ridiculous twists. I mean, twists that you don't see coming, but twists that when they do, it's like, okay, I didn't see that coming at all. Probably because that is the stupidest, most ridiculous twist I could possibly think of. Like, man, does this film, and I don't want to give too much away spoiler wise in this review because, like I said, I don't like spoilers for myself, so I don't like to give it all away either, just in case somebody hasn't seen the film, even though it came out in 1991. But yeah, this film is just packed with a lot of twists and turns that just are ridiculous, to say the least. There's also a lot of like killer toys. So just like that one at the beginning that killed the father, there's a lot of toys that come alive and become animatronic and start, creating havoc. There's a scene where the babysitter of Derek is having sex with her boyfriend upstairs while she's supposed to babysit. She just sneaks him in and doesn't give a shit. It's one of those cheesy, late 80s, early 90s slasher films. And she's going at it, and then these toys, it just turns into this shit show. I mean, these toys are ruthless and lethal. Like, these toys are dangerous. And they're supposed to have been created by Joe at this toy store, but how he had the technology and the ability to create all this shit, including one of the twists at the end, because there is this toy that is revealed, that I'm not going to go into what it is or where it came from, but I mean, this guy apparently is able to create the most erratic of technology. It's funny. It definitely goes all like Small Soldier style sometimes, especially in that bedroom sex scene. It definitely reminded me of Small Soldiers vibes. But and then you got the ending when something is revealed that really goes wacky. There's also the Noah reveal, who Noah ends up being in this whole story, that is just bonkers. And then when his character is revealed and it's revealed who he is and what he's doing and his motive to the kid and everything, you're just like, you start to think back on the previous scenes that were happening and piecing them together, and you're like, that is so fucking stupid. But it was enjoyable. Like, I did have a more fun time with this film than I did with 4 and 5. Or sorry, 3 and 4. My bad. Silent Night, Deadly Nights 3 and 4. I'd have to watch them again to really give my full thoughts. I remember liking 3 more than 4, though. But 5 beats both of those. So, although this film was stupid and ridiculous in its plot, it was still hella enjoyable for the ridiculous time that it is. And just the goofy characters. Like, Silent Night, Deadly Night 1 and 2 is famous for their goofy leads in those two films. This one is just an array of crazy, ridiculous characters. It's nuts. It's a nutty film, and it's a good horror comedy slasher mumbo jumbo to watch during the holidays, and I'm glad I streamed it tonight. So I had a really good time with Silent Night, Deadly Night 5, The Toy Maker, and good on Vestron too. Shout out to Vestron Video for releasing 3, 4, and 5 on Blu-ray with slipcover. So that'll be very nice to go out and pick up when I can. And subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I'll be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel. Stay tuned for what's coming, and until next review, have a good one, take care, and cheers.